Okay, guys, it is bright. Oh man, it's bright. Okay, it's a little chilly today. It's probably mid 30s right now, and it should get up to the 40s today, but we're gonna try to get some stuff done today. All right, let me think about this. With this whole greenhouse build being kind of an experimental thing, most of these glazings I've done different things because I've done a little bit of research, and honestly what I'm doing, I haven't seen it. And I'm not trying to say that, oh, I'm so original that I'm doing all of this for the first time. I just haven't seen a lot of builds done this way. And so trying to figure out the best way to use these polycarbonates in the way that I'm using them, it's been a little bit of a struggle. And so I have done some experimenting with each one of these. A couple of these I simply put the polycarbonate in. I did use silicone when I attached them. Some of these I have used the tape, the sealing tape that you would typically see up there. And I went ahead and put some of that sealing tape on the ends to see if that changed a little bit. So far, I haven't noticed a difference. I don't know if you can see, but there's a little bit of condensation inside of these, which originally I thought may have been through some air leakage. I don't know if that's the case. It's possible. I'm hoping that it doesn't lead to bigger issues later, but obviously I had just freshly put them in. There may have been some trapped condensation in there that'll work its way out. But this last one here, I had sealed the bottom of it to see if some of that condensation would go away. It didn't. It had the same problem. With this particular glazing, I think I have some extra zip tape that I used when I was doing the initial wrap of all the sheathing. I think I have a roll in the truck. I'm going to use some of that as flashing tape to hold some of this house wrap down, in hopes that maybe I'll get a little bit of a tighter seal there when I go to put the polycarbonate. That way it's going to be resting on top of that sort of rubberized tape, just to see if maybe that does something different. So I don't know that these little minor things is going to make that big of a difference in the grand scheme of things, but I figure while I'm installing them, and I haven't heard otherwise, I haven't been able to find suggestions otherwise, and I'm doing it on just this greenhouse. It's not like I'm going to live in here. yeah, I'm gonna experiment while I'm at it. So anyways, I think you've seen enough of me squinting into the camera. I'm gonna get back to work and you know, wish me luck. Hopefully this all works out. Man, it's bright. Ow. All right, that's good. The first stop is going to go here. The polycarbonate's going to sit somewhere around here. And then the backstop will sit behind that all the way through. I think that's going to be good. So if there's any condensation that forms inside of the polycarbonate, it's going to be sitting on the flashing tape instead of dripping onto this. So I'm not going to get any premature rot on here. I like it. And if any air blows in underneath the house wrap, it's not going to find its way into the greenhouse. So I don't know, seems like it's going to work. All right, let's get to it. I got to make a bunch of cuts to get all the stops cut. I may have to do some staining because I don't think I have enough to do all of this, and I don't think you guys want to see me do some random cuts and staining. I've made a couple of videos on those. I've even made some videos talking about my thoughts on the stain that I'm using, which is the Ready Seal stain. If you want to check that out, I've got a couple videos on there about that. It might even be in the same playlist of this entire build project. If you're just watching this video for the first time, I have a whole playlist of the last year of all of my progress, probably hundreds of hours of content there. And you can see every painstaking little step, all the way from digging the footers by hand, laying the masonry block, you know, pouring the footers, building the walls, all of it. I recorded all of it. So have fun with that. Enjoy it. I hope you do. And drop a like, leave some comments. The channel is small enough now that I actually do read all the comments, and I do appreciate that. And obviously, if you want to help the channel out, the best thing you can do is just tell your friends, spread the word, because again, I'm a small channel. So there's nothing, there's not much I can do without your help. So I appreciate it. I'm going to get back to work, and then I'll see you guys in a little bit after I make all these cuts. Man, I just want to say these boards, I got the bottom of the barrel boards that were left at Lowe's. It was the scraps that nobody wanted. I could have complained and maybe gotten a few bucks off, but man, these things are just... So I'm gonna have to do some serious bending here to get these things at least remotely straight. Okay, we'll keep at it. Well, I'm going to keep plugging away at this. Hopefully next time I see you, I'm going to be done with this. We'll see. Some of the measurements, obviously, it's hard to get everything perfectly right when you're staring at blueprints versus the real world. So when I got to doing the trim in between the windows, I was hoping to use like a 1x6 just to fill the entire thing with trim, but it ended up being more like 6 3/4. And if you know, 1x6 nominal is actually like 5 1/2, 5 1/4 sometimes. So that kind of went out the window, and I'm having to put 2 1x4s butted into each other. The one problem with that is 1x4, of course, is actually 3.5 inches wide times 2. That's going to give you closer to about 7 inches, and I need like 6 3/4. So I'm literally shaving off, you know, like 1/8 of an inch off of both so that they're evenly spaced in between. And if you're kind of standing back and just looking at the trim on the building, you won't notice that like 1/8 of an inch is gone, but that's just how it happens sometimes. All right, with that, guys, I hope you're enjoying this stuff. I'm enjoying being out here. I think I'll enjoy it a little more once it's done. I've been working on this thing for a year. It's getting, I'm tired. But I'll see you guys on the next one. Y'all be good. Oh yeah, if I haven't said this in a while, please subscribe, tell your friends, costs you nothing. You know the drill, all that stuff. Bye.